in all of our races. Restarts will start over in turn number 3, something new this year. When we have our first restart, we'll explain that in a little more detail. But Crystal race fans, you are dedicated. I'll give you that. You got the Carhartts on, you got the Long Johns on, but you're here at the races. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your support of the Sprints on Dirt Series presented by Engine Pro, because we are green for 2012. Steve Irwin trying to hold off Ryan Rule and Dustin Daggett to get heat race number 1 underway. Brought to you by Engler Machine and Tool. Irwin in that 10 machine. He picked up a win here last year. That 10 car did with Davey Brown behind the wheel, so we know it can do it. And here comes Dustin Daggett, winner of our April race last year here at Crystal. Daggett now in the 2nd spot, followed by Rule, Grubaugh, and Wheeler, your top 5. Day 9 in the 6th spot, Nate Bostrom and Eric Smith completing your field. Right now it's still Steve Irwin up front with Daggett knocking on the door. Racetrack starting to widen out, taking just a little bit of rubber, not too much. But plenty of grooves around this racy Crystal Motor Speedway for the drivers to choose from. Daggett trying to dive bomb the bottom on Irwin, making a move in turn 4 and takes the lead. Coming down the front stretch, Dustin Daggett, your new leader. Daggett, Irwin, Rule, 1, 2, and 3, followed by Grubaugh and Greg Wheeler. Grand Ledge, Michigan driver, Namont Motorsports 2M up front. Trying to work on some lap traffic. Rookie driver Eric Smith trying to stay out of the way, being a very courteous driver, hugging the bottom of the track. First laps ever in a sprint car, doing a nice job hugging the bottom and staying out of the way, not affecting the action as he continues to learn this tricky sport of sprint car racing. So it's still Daggett up front. Irwin, Rule, Grubaugh, and Wheeler. Oh, the Ford machine getting a little bit in the way there on that time. Bit of a moving chicane, but everybody clears them just fine. White flag flying. 1 to go for the Grand Ledge, Michigan driver, Dustin Daggett. Race continues for 2nd. Irwin trying to hold off Rule, but coming out of 4 to take the first checkered of the year. Here it is, Double D, Dustin Daggett. Irwin 2nd, Rule 3rd, Grubaugh picks up 4th spot, followed by Greg Wheeler in the 5th final spot, and then it's Nida, Bostrom, and Smith. So Daggett looking good, didn't miss a thing from last year, picked up our 2011 championship, looking strong. Race fans, give him a hand, make some noise. I'll get this better this year yet. I'm a rookie yet tonight. Dustin Daggett is your winner of our Engler Machine and Tool Heats. John Gall's 81 machine waste management sponsorship with Keith Love behind the wheel. You'll see John out here in a little bit in his 81 machine as well. So it's good to see them supporting the Sprints on Dirt again this year after a few years kind of dabbling around south of Butler and several other racetracks. We're ready to go green in heat number 2. Here we go. Little bumper tag there in the front stretch there. Dancer bouncing up a Lingard and Horseman. Stay clean and green as we're underway, and Darren Long up front early with Dahlman challenging him for the lead position. Lap number 1 is in the books. Long over Dahlman. Horseman up to 3rd already, followed by Keith Love and Sean Dancer. 2-car battle up front for the lead right now with Darren Long looking tough. The elite Ohio driver in this 7 machine up front with Dahlman trying to keep up. Jared Horseman in the 17 car trying to reel him in, trying to find a nice way around the racetrack. Really high in turns 1 to 2 was Horseman that time by, looking for some bite up the track. That cushion continues to move. Love in 4th spot. Dancer still 5th as Darren Long dominates up front in heat race number 2. Greg Dahlman trying to find a way around, starting to close the gap as the lap sitting there halfway. We're 4 in, 4 to go. Dahlman to the bottom in the 49T. Dancer still back in 5th. Here comes Dahlman to the bottom, trying to get Long side by side out of 4, wheel to wheel. Nice race for a heat here as Long holds the 2nd groove. Dahlman hugging that bottom, and it seems to be working for him. Anybody's race here with 2 to go this time. Dahlman trying to hold that bottom spot and is doing so. Nice race going on for the lead with Long holding him off, shutting the door that time. White flag will come out next time by with Long. Dahlman 1 and 2 having a heck of a show. Look out, we got a tumble on the front stretch. Sean Dancer punching the wall in the front stretch right near the flag stand. I was watching the lead battle there between Long and Dahlman, and holy cow, coming out of 4. Dancer in the 49 machine tore up, and definitely with some serious damage to that nice-looking 49 car as safety crew and wrecker quickly on the scene, checking on Sean Dancer in the 49 machine out of Delphos, Ohio. So tough break for Sean. Maybe. I thought we were green. Here we go. Nice slow restart, nice and even. That's what we like. Long still trying to hold on to that lead. Here comes Horseman, challenging for second spot. Nice restart for Horseman, making a dive bomb move. Makes the move on Dahlman. One to go. Horseman now second. Dahlman third. As Darren Long holds on to the lead. But Jared Horseman, nice move on that restart there, taking over second spot from Dahlman. But Long is gone. About 8-car length lead as we come to the checker flag on heat race number 2. Darren Long picks up the win over Jared Horseman, Greg Dahlman, Robert Heiskin, and Keith Love. Jim Lingard takes that 6th spot with Sean Dancer in the infield. Making a 4+ hour haul from Aledo, Ohio. Race fans, put your hands together for Darren Long. But a little bit extra assistance there always helps the racers know when it's 1 to go, when it's green flag time. So Fred gets back into the infield where it's safe, and we'll let him loose for heat race number 3, brought to you by Butler Built Seats. Picking up the pace in turn number 4. Here we go, we're green. Couple of young drivers side by side going into 1 and 2, and coming out of 2 it is Chahowski with the lead, but here comes Tunison on the move, quickly followed by John Gall. Chahowski, Lambertson 1 and 2, Tunison running the bottom side there. It was working pretty well for Dahlman in the last heat race, so we'll see if the driver's able to make that bottom side huggy pole move work or not. As still, rookie of the year last year, Chahowski up front. Followed by Lambertson, Tunison, Gall, and Mike Burns now 5th with Lumbert in the 6th and final spots. Of course, Chahowski, a long-time racing name with his dad Troy, still racing a little bit, wrenching on that 28 car, so it looks like things are working well so far for that machine. As it's up front now as we get the halfway point. 4 laps in, 4 to go for Chahowski. Lambertson second. Tunison still trying to take that second spot away, followed by Gall and Burns. With 5 laps complete this time around, 3 to go. Your Engine Pro ASCS Sprints on Dirt heat race number 3 is just about completed. So far, Chahowski looking strong and pulling away from second spot. Lambertson in the 27B. Get the white flag next time around. Chahowski definitely hooked up in the 28 car. Pell-sponsored 28 machine. The race continues for second spot between 27B and 31 Tunison. White flag flies, 1 to go. Tuna trying to get that spot away and running out of time to do so. Up front, it's all Chahowski, our 2011 Rookie of the Year, coming up with the win in heat race number 3. Yes, he does. Pell's Tire Service helps out that 28 machine. The Coldwater, Michigan driver picks up our Butler Built Seats heat race number 3, followed by Brad Lambertson, Andy Tunison, John Gall, and Mike Burns. Matt Lumbert completing your field. That Keith Dempster machine might be something to keep an eye out to. The 5-car Keith, the top runner in Canada, runs primarily at Schweiken Speedway, doing a little bit of traveling with the Patriot Tour out east. Ran with us last year once or twice, I do believe. And happy to have him here with us tonight as they haven't started racing over there in Canada yet. Still getting some lap time this evening at Crystal. We're happy they made the hallway over here as we go green in heat race number 4. Brett Mann hugging that bottom side. Ben Rutan trying to take the move to the high side and makes it work. Rutan takes the lead over Mann and Dempster. Here comes Brett right back. Look at the bottom of 3 and 4. And Rutan holds them off. Rutan, Mann, and Dempster. Brett Mann really dive bombing turns 1 and 2, stirring up some dust down there, almost below the tires in turn number 1. Trying to find some grip down there to make a move on Rutan in the 14 machine. With Rutan early with Brett Mann, Keith Dempster, Mike Daggett, your top 4, followed by Steinbach, Huffer, and Joe Guy. In the bottom again, he's going to make that bottom move work yet. Dive bomb in turn 1, got a diamond in the corners off there, trying to make a move on Rutan. Challenging again in 3 and 4 as we get the halfway this time. 4 in, 4 to go. And it's Brett Mann knocking on the door with Rutan trying to keep it shut. So it's still 14, 3W, 5 machine, your top 3 with 5 laps in, this time by 3 to go. That Ford-powered machine looking strong. Brett still trying to make that bottom line work, diving into 1. Almost able to do it, but coming out of 2, seems to lose a little momentum as Rutan holds off running the higher side. So it's Rutan, Mann, and Dempster still your top three. Daggett in the 4th spot with just a couple laps to go. Mann's going to make that move work. He's going to have to do it soon. Diving into 3. Here he goes again, trying to make a move underneath the 14 car. Not able to do it. With 1 to go, white flag flies. Here goes Mann to the bottom and 1 again. Bouncing off those barrier tires. They're side by side down the backstretch. It's going to be a photo finish to the end. Holy cow. Rutan backed off or something happened. Something went wrong in the 14 machine, and holy Moses, Brett Mann takes the win. Dempster second, Daggett third, and Rutan crawls across the line in the 4th spot. I don't even know if it's under power or not as he coasts to a halt in turn number 1. So leading 7 3/4 laps was Ben Rutan and Tracy Race's 14 machine. And holy cow, tough luck for him. And a great move by Brett Mann in the 3W. So picking up the win in our 4th and final heat race brought to you by Hoosier Tire. Race fans, put your hands together for the Hoosier Rocket, Brett Mann. So go do it yourself. Blue Buick Rendezvous in the parking lot needs to be moved immediately. All right, here we go. Ben Rutan, Greg Wheeler going to lead the field of the green flag for our B-main event tonight. Nice field of cars for our last chance race or hooligan race, whatever you happen to like to call it, but we're ready to go green right now. Here we go. We're green, green, green. And Ben Rutan shot out of a cannon up front there early with Wheeler right behind. Then it's Huffer, Lingar. Here comes Jay Steinbach in the 5th spot. And Day Knight running 3 wide. Dane able to make that pass work at turn number 4, moves into the 4th position as we complete that first of 10 laps. So it's Rutan, Wheeler, Huffer, and Knight your top 4 with Steinbach in the 5th spot, 1 position out of transfer. 2 fast laps in. Ben Rutan looking good in Tracy Race's 14 machine in this one. Greg Wheeler back on the dirt after several years absence. Glad to see him back with us and looking strong in the 2nd spot right now, closing the gap on Rutan. 3rd spot now Nida, Huffer 4th in that final transfer spot, and Jay Steinbach in the 10S car trying to take it away. Keith Love running 6th. Jim Lingar 7th, Tim Champlin 8th. Wheeler takes the lead. Nice move out of Ford on the back stretch and down the front stretch as well. Wheeler makes the move work starting in turn 4. Works to the inside of Rutan and takes the lead now by about 4 car lengths. So Greg Wheeler, the Columbia City, Indiana driver, is their leader at the halfway point. 5 in, 5 to go. With Rutan now 2nd. Nida 3rd and closing the gap on 2nd spot. And then Huffer in that 4th and final transfer spot. It's all Greg Wheeler. Nida on the move. That old 7X machine starting to really get moving. Nida makes the dive bomb work out of turn 2 to the bottom and passes the 14 machine of Rutan. Nida now 2nd. Running out of laps if he's going to close the gap and reel in Wheeler, but comfortably in a transfer spot right now with a couple laps to go. Wheeler, Nida, Rutan 1, 2, and 3. The battle continues for the 4th and final transfer position with Huffer trying to hold off Steinbach. Just a couple laps to go for the 16C machine, but here comes Nida working lap traffic side by side for the lead. Dane Nida makes the move and makes it work. Nida, your new leader, coming out of 4. White flag flies, 1 to go. Nida now up front. Wheeler going to try to take that spot back. Dane Nida looks to have a bit of a fire in the left rear brake area. See definitely some sparks flying as he tries to finish this one and get the W. Coming out of 4, here is your winner of your B-man. It is Dane Nida. 2nd spot goes to Wheeler. Rutan holds on for 3rd. Huffer in the 4th position, then Steinbach. Nice job for the driver, former champion of the SOD Sprints on Dirt Series. Having some problems earlier tonight, couldn't get started for his heat race, then finally did. Obviously figuring something out with that whole team with the Miles Hill, Glenn Steyer's team. But picking up the win, and a happy man I am sure. Race fans, put your hands together for a former champion of the Sprints on Dirt Series. Dane Nida picks up the win in our B-main tonight here at Crystal Motor Speedway. Sometimes the guys are going to just take it easy going into turn 4. But I got to believe it's only 4 laps. You're going to see Irwin mash the gas here coming out of 4 this time by with young driver Brad Lambertson alongside. Brad, a regular at Butler, made the haul up here after seeing the rain. Still made it happen, and he got here just in the nick of time, and we're green. Irwin Lambertson front row. There comes Rule. Rule trying to make a move in that 16 car. Ryan driving for his own team now this year and looking strong early here in the 16 car. He has the dash, only 4 laps for the product sponsor dash. winner of this race will start in 9th position tonight in our main event. These 4 drivers know they're locked in. They definitely want to improve on their position here running through this dash race here, which is why we run it and give a few extra laps for the drivers and the fans, of course, as well. All right, up front, Brad Lambertson now trying to hold on. Here comes Rule to the high side, trying to make that high side work in turn number 2. Closing the gap on Irwin, but not able to complete the pass. 1 to go, flags flying, last lap. Young driver Brad Lambertson, the first ever time running with the Sprints on Dirt Series, looking good up front. On the final lap here, Lambertson, Irwin, Rule, and Andy Tunison complete your field as we take the checker flag. Brad Lambertson picks up the win over Irwin, Rule, and Andy Tunison. Now I got a quick run on down to the racetrack here in just a second. So Trevor, let me let you take it over here, and I'm gonna sneak on down onto the track.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Come on, turn 4 off your tails. Get up, make some noise. Give him a wave, give him a salute. The beautiful sight in racing. The full ride salute to the fans of Crystal Motor Speedway. Long and Man, your front row. Dustin Daggett, Heiskin, row number 2. Dempster and Mike Daggett, row number 3. Chahowski and Horseman in your 4th row. Lambertson, Irwin, row number 5, and we're ready to let them loose. So pick your favorites. Who's it going to be tonight? We had 3 different winners and 3 features last year here at Crystal. So it's anybody's race here, and we're going to find out. We hit the hammer, turn number 4 this time. 7 machine, Darren Long on the pole. Brett Mann alongside in that Ford-powered 3W. You ready, fans? I know I am. Been waiting for this all winter. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's go green! Look out, we got one sliding up a turn number 3, 2 cars sliding. Irwin and 27B Lambertson, complete 360s off of the top of the track, kind of caught the top cushion and ran out of room. And caution underway on lap number 1. Do believe it'll be a complete restart. And we'll see what happens there. Second try on this start of our A-main event for the Sprints on Dirt. 700 plus horsepower, each car, times 20, 14,000 horsepower slamming the Crystal Motor Speedway surface as we get ready to go back to green. Long and Man will lead the field here to turn number 4 they go. We are at it again, green, green, green. Long on a turn 2 with the lead, followed quickly by Man and Daggett. Nice race for 4 spot. Dempster holds up Heiskin and Horseman. Darren Long, the Alita, Ohio driver, up to the early lead, followed quickly by Dustin Daggett, Brett Mann, Keith Dempster. Horseman holds on to 5th spot. Here comes Mike Daggett making a move by. Daggett now 5th, Horseman 6th, Rule 7th, Heiskin now 8th, and Greg Dahlman on the move, taking the spot away from Heiskin, now into the 8th spot. But it's Darren Long up front early in this one tonight. Long having the luck of the draw, getting the 1 drawn in our redraw tonight. And definitely benefiting from that. As the 7 car hooked up and flying. Daggett trying to close in. Darren Long. Daggett, Man, top Bridgefield. Dempster, Horseman, a nice race for 4 spot. Jared Horseman in the 17 machine making a dive bomb move down to turn number 3 and passes the 5 car for 4th position. Jared Horseman now 4th. And Keith Dempster having something to say about that. Dempster now 5th spot with Mike Daggett 6th. Ryan Rule making a nice move out of turn 2, takes the 6th spot away from Mike Daggett. So the 16 car Rule now holding down 6th spot. Darren Long now wasting any time, starting to work his way through lap traffic already, slicing and dicing through the field. Long is hooked up. Daggett still at 2nd position, Man running 3rd, Horseman a strong 4th. Darren Long, the Ohio racer, looking strong early in this one tonight as he works through lap traffic. Daggett starting to close the gap. The racetrack taking some rubber, so conditions changing from earlier this evening. Good to have a bit of an adjustment on the race cars here as we get going through this feature and really start putting the rubber down on the track, changing handling characteristics. So it's all Long right now, still working through the lap traffic with Daggett in that second spot. Brett Mann running third. Horseman a strong fourth spot, closing the gap on Mann. Horseman fourth. Brett Mann for the third position and keep them around like your top five. Rule sixth. Dahlman seventh. Mike Daggett now eighth. Darren Long putting on a clinic, working through the lap traffic. Daggett continues to try to close that gap using the high side on 1 and 2. Try to gather up some ground on the 7 car. And about 8 car lengths difference between the 7 and the 2M right now as we close the halfway already. Didn't take much time. 12 in and 13 to go. Daggett working his way up to close in the gap on the 7 car. Nice move by Daggett that time. Dive bombs the high side of 3 and 4. Closes that gap from about 5 or 6 car lengths down to about 2. And now 7 working through some of the lap traffic. Darren Long working his way through the lap traffic. And Daggett having to deal with those lappers as well. And having a bit of a battle getting by a couple of the cars as Daggett is starting to reel in. Look out in front of the leaders. Chahowski slides to halt turn number 2. Racers do a great job missing 28, Andy Chahowski. And especially our leaders, the 7 of Darren Long and the 2M of Daggett, doing a nice job missing 28, Andy Chahowski. 11 laps. Picking up the pace, here we go, going back green. Darren Long, shot out of a cannon, the 7 machine definitely hooked up. Daggett able to quickly get around Tunison in the 31. And closing that gap again. 7 machine seems to like the low side a bit better. Daggett running the top side. And laps running down with 10 to go. Oh, contact on a front stretch wall. I believe that might have been Brett Mann. Sparks are flying. Didn't even slow him down. I think it scared us more than it did him. And he's still in the hammer in that third spot, the 3W of Brett Mann. But it's all Long, with Daggett trying to find a way to reel him in. Day Knight, I pointed in the wrong direction in turn number 4. We're under caution one more time. Former sprint champion of the Sprints on Dirt Series, Day Knight and the 07X. Off the apron, turn number 4, so we're under yellow flag one more time. Happens here with Long and Daggett 1 and 2. Nose to tail. Here goes 7, back at it. We are green, green, green all over the track. Whoa, nice move by Dahlman, taking the inside line on Horseman, trying to take that 4 spot away and does so. Greg Dahlman looking strong in that 49T. Dahlman's had not enough. He's going to move third spot right by as well. Dahlman makes the move, and so does Horseman following right behind. Look out, 14 car Ben Bertan in the infield. Looks like we'll stay green. Darren Long, Justin Daggett having a heck of a race up front. Incredible showman on for third, fourth, and fifth. With Dahlman now third, Horseman fourth, and Brett Mann following the fifth spot with Ryan Rule sixth. Laps winding down for Dustin Daggett if he's having anything to say about Darren Long taking this win tonight. 7 machine, Alita, Ohio Racers, Darren Long, 5 to go sign this time. 20 in, 5 to go for the 7 car. Daggett second spot. Dahlman running third still. Horseman fourth. Rule now fifth. Mann sixth. Working the lap traffic now in the last handful of laps here for Darren Long, the Alita, Ohio racer. Looking good, looking strong. Trying to take the win up here at Crystal tonight. 3 to go this time for the 7 car. Daggett's running out of time. Working the lap traffic. Trying to give one last try at this victory tonight. Daggett splitting those 2 lap cars. Nice pass just to get clear. Try to reel in the 7 machine in these final couple laps. Greg Dahlman is looking good in that third spot. The 49T car definitely running strong, but might be out of time. They're trying to start dealing with the top 2. Darren Long in turn 3. Daggett's on the backstretch. White flag coming out this time. 1 to go for the Ohio racer, Darren Long. Daggett still second. Dahlman running third. Horseman in the fourth spot. Rule completes your top 5. And dominating performance there. He picks up the win. Elite Ohio driver Darren Long. Daggett does take second. Dahlman third. Horseman fourth. Ryan Rule in the 16 car takes the 5th spot. MSN officially to 0-0. Ryan Grubach could have been 6th. But I think the 7 machine lapped all the way up to about 6th position. So, wow, dominating performance by Elite Ohio racer Darren Long.
2012 Engine Pro ASTS Sprints on Dirt presented by ARP season kicks off here at Crystal Motor Speedway with Darren Long and Victory Lane. Darren, congratulations. Great run tonight.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're just tickled to death as a team to come up here and come up here and accomplish what we came to do, and that was to win the race, and it just all worked out for us tonight. But we also had an awesome car, and our Ingram machine and tool Gertie engine motor was running really, really good.
And, of course, you had Dustin Daggett behind you. We were talking earlier. Did you actually see or hear him at any point?
I believe at one point, I never actually saw him, but at one point I do believe I did hear him because, like I said, I don't think that was a lap car that was back on the hammer quite that hard, so I just assumed it was Dustin because I knew he was behind me, but I never did see him, but that was just the only time I did hear him.
You mentioned on the starts, man, you were on all night pulling away?
Yeah, the car on the starts just sat down and went. I mean, it had good forward bite, but then the motor just didn't even think about stumbling, which Joe's motors never do, and then the Ingram machine and tool injection on there also is a big positive, I think, because they don't stumble at all, and they're very, very smooth to pedal. So, yeah, we just drove away on the restart, so they said.
It makes that drive back to Ohio easier, especially with the weather looking shaky earlier today. Makes the trip worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely. We'll probably be rambling on here, and everyone will be running their gums for the first 25, 30 minutes, and then it'll start quieting down. And about an hour into it, they'll probably all be toes up, maybe me included. But, yeah, I was dragging my feet earlier today because we used to stand in the shop because it was raining at home and it was cold. We was like, should we go? Should we not go? We finally just said, all right, let's just do it. So I'm very glad I come and pick up the first one of the 2012 campaign.